Dudes and dudettes, what's happening? This is your guy, Intergalactic Brew, coming at you one more again, live and in effect. And I wanted to do this video because I just got off of MMAJunkie.com, right? By the way, this is another MMA video, just to let y'all know. I just got off of MMAJunkie.com earlier today, and when I went on there, I couldn't help but notice the supposed main event. I believe it's for UFC 130 or it's 134 when they go to Rio de Janeiro. And I just found out that Anderson Silva will be defending his championship in the ultimate rematch, as I put it, against the man who I've been saying all along, and I know you casual fans out there that are just getting to MMA and just thinking that you know everything, which you don't. But for all my devoted hardcore fans out there, Anderson Silva is going to be facing the man who I undoubtedly have said should have deserved this title shot a couple of years ago. He's been consumed with injuries, but now he's 100%. He's looked good in his last two fights, with the exception of one. And now he's finally getting his just due. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Yushin Thunder Okami. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean to let that, well, actually I do mean to let the cat out of the bag, just to let you know. But yeah, Anderson Silva will be putting his middleweight championship on the line against Yushin Okami, and I am so thrilled that this is finally going to happen, because I feel like this should have happened a couple of years ago, probably about as far back as UFC 90, when it was originally supposed to be Yushin Okami in the first place, but he ended up getting injured, and Patrick Cote stepped in. But I'm glad Yushin Okami is getting this chance to face Anderson Silva again. He's the only man to have ever beaten Anderson Silva in the last 5 years. Now I know, again, to the casual fans that don't know crap, okay, or at least some of you casual fans that don't know crap, Yushin Okami, no matter how you put it, you can say that Anderson Silva made a mistake and up-kicked him in the face and all this other crap. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is Anderson Silva shouldn't have done it. Yushin Okami was actually getting the better of Anderson Silva on the ground. If you go back and watch that fight, Yushin Okami was hanging right in there with Anderson as far as the striking and the grappling is concerned. And what happened is Anderson Silva got frustrated, so he decided to take the cheap way out and up-kick Yushin Okami in the face. Now I know that's going to piss off you sensitive, thin-skinned Anderson Silva fans. I know that. But me personally, I'm an Anderson Silva fan myself. But I mean, hey, the truth is the truth. You know, I love the guy, but the truth is the truth. So yeah, Anderson Silva, he got frustrated, and knowing that Yushin Okami was controlling him on the ground, he decided to take the cheap way out and get himself disqualified and up-kick Okami in the face, which caused Okami to be unconscious for at least about maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. And if you really watch, after Anderson Silva up-kicked him, the referee had to actually restrain Anderson from doing any further damage. So that's how I know Anderson Silva got frustrated. If he knew he did that on accident, Anderson Silva, being that he's the quote-unquote classy, humble guy that he's supposed to be, would have went over there next to him and checked up on him to see if he was alright. But instead, he was over there trying to fight the referee so he would go back over there and do more damage to Okami. Bottom line. Well, that was then. This is now. This time it's going to be for real. Not that it wasn't back then, but this time it's really going to mean something because both guys are in the UFC now. Both guys are in the prime of their career. Anderson Silva's the middleweight champion. Hasn't lost in the last 5 years. Okami's looked really great in his last few fights, I believe. And I think that this is a good stylistic matchup for Anderson Silva. And I'm not going to be the one to come out here and say Anderson Silva has made his match and all that cliche mess. All I'm going to basically say is Yushin Okami has the ability to beat Anderson Silva. That's right, I said it. I am giving Yushin Okami a chance in this fight. Yes, I am. Because I believe he has the ability to beat Anderson Silva. I really do. He's strong. He's got the size. He's a magnificent grappler. Vastly improved striker. And I think he has the ability to wear Anderson Silva out, if not TKO him, if he gets it on the ground. But even standing up, I think he could hold his own against Anderson. I mean, I'm not saying he could hang with Anderson on the feet because Anderson Silva is the most accurate lethal striker in the UFC. I mean, I'm not delusional. I give credit where credit is due. Anderson Silva is a great fighter. He is. He's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And he's, frankly, the best striker I've seen in the UFC, although there are others as good, but Anderson Silva is great. I mean, just the moves and the stuff that guy pulls off is just awe-inspiring. Like, seriously. But would it be smart for Yushin Okami to stand and strike with Anderson? No. No, of course not. Yushin Okami just needs to do enough just to either pin Anderson Silva against the fence, dirty box him a little bit, fire some knees in the clinch, and eventually, drop levels, get that single or double leg, and take Anderson Silva down. That's all. That's all. And then when he gets him there, either, get on top and drop some ground and pound punches on him, or elbows, or either try to submit him, and that's it. And I believe Yushin Okami has the ability to do that. Now, as far as Anderson Silva's part is concerned, I think Anderson Silva, as usual, will want to keep this fight standing. Because I think being that Yushin Okami is the bigger, stronger man than Anderson, if he gets him down on the ground, Anderson Silva's going to get smothered. And I don't want to keep comparing Chael Sonnen, but I mean, that's what it's going to be a classic case of. Because that's what Chael Sonnen did when he was able to get Anderson Silva to the ground. He smothered him. He did. And it just so happens that Chael Sonnen's condition got the best of him. And, he was overtrained for that fight. And he gassed. And Anderson Silva ended up, capturing the submission for the win. I'll give him credit. Anderson Silva played that perfect to a T. He obviously saw that Chael was getting tired, and he capitalized on it. Now, Yushin Okami, the one thing you have to worry about with him is how is his conditioning going to be. And another thing that I worry about Yushin Okami standing up is that he doesn't move fast enough. Now, I'm not saying that Yushin Okami doesn't have any speed on him, but from what I've seen in most of his fights, he's real methodical, and he just loves to pick guys apart in very calculating fashion. So, for this fight, I think that Yushin Okami is going to have to more so, besides the grappling and the striking, of course, I think he's going to have to put a lot of emphasis on conditioning. Because Anderson Silva is very fast and he's very crafty. And he can hit you with a strike from anywhere at any time. And for Okami to get Anderson Silva to the ground, he's going to have to be fast enough to where he could force the action on Anderson and get Anderson to back up against the fence so that he can get that takedown or that throw or whatever he has to do to get Anderson to the mat. That's what it's going to have to take. So, but I think it's going to be a great fight, though. I could possibly see this fight going all 5 rounds, although as much as we like to say that, the fight could end at any time. You know, Anderson Silva can catch Okami. Okami could possibly catch Anderson. I mean, you know, I've been saying this for a long time. With the Chael Sonnen fight, Chael Sonnen opened up kind of like, I'm not going to say Pandora's box, but Chael Sonnen kind of opened up the book on how to weaken Anderson. You know, if you go back and watch that fight, you know, it just seemed like Chael Sonnen was beating Anderson to everything before he could even get to it. And that's what Okami is going to have to do here. Now, I know that Okami and Sonnen have a very close relationship. I know that Okami trains at Team Quest now, and I'm sure that they're going to go over a lot of strategy with Chael Sonnen and Matt Lindland and probably even Dan Henderson, who knows, but you know, I know they're going to be watching extensive tape, not only just of the Sonnen fight, but maybe, you know, the Henderson fight and other fights that Anderson Silva has either lost or either been close to losing, and they're probably just going to gravitate the game plan off of that, you know. Now, as far as Anderson goes, I mean, really, Anderson, I think what he's going to try to do is, you know, being that Okami is going to be the slower man in this fight, I think Anderson, you might see him try to press the action somewhat. You know, just give Okami, you know, little looks here and there, you know, just to see how he'll react. And depending on Okami's reaction, I think that's how Anderson's going to base his attack. That's what I'm just saying, you know, because Anderson is a master of timing other fighters' timing. So I'm just saying, being the calculating guy that he is, you know, and the strategic guy that he is, you know, he's going to give Okami just like different looks, you know, probably throw different things at Okami just to see what his reaction will be, and he'll base his attack from there, you know. Now, as far as Anderson getting Okami to the ground, I really don't know, because like I said, Okami is extremely strong. I'm talking about he's got bull grizzly bear like strength. I mean, seriously. I mean, have you seen that guy's physique? Like, he is chiseled. You know, he's like a Japanese Atlas or a Japanese Samson, pretty much. I mean, for real. He is. If you really look at his body structure, the guy is, man, he's phenomenal. Phenomenal specimen. But I don't know if Anderson will be able to take him down. But maybe a situation can occur where Anderson could possibly, you know, knock him or rock him and maybe like pull him into his guard maybe, or something of that nature. Who knows how Anderson's is going to operate that, because Silva is such a unpredictable guy. You never know what he's going to do. So, you know, as far as that goes, we'll see if Anderson does indeed try to take Yushin Okami down. If he does take him down, that'll be very interesting. But for the most part, you know, I can see, you know, this fight being dead even. I really can't predict a winner right now. We'll get to that road when we cross it. But I'm just letting y'all know, man, don't count out Yushin Thunder Okami. He's a very solid contender in the middleweight division. He's been underrated for a few years now, and don't be surprised if this guy takes the belt from Anderson, because he can do it, and he was close to doing it before Anderson got frustrated and kicked him in the face and disqualified himself. So, yeah, that's pretty much it on my thoughts on this fight. It's going to be coming up later this year, this fall. So, you guys just keep a lookout for any more information on the fight, and thanks for watching. God bless. Peace.